Yo, yo, yo.
Doing all right?
Yo, what's up?
Not much, man. Not much. Chilling, man. Just finished my little daddy duties for the night.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Yeah, man.
That's smooth, man. That's smooth.
You doing all right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I just had a busy day. Had to meet with the web developer and stuff, and had a bunch of meetings with other clients and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's really been it, man.
Okay. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. You you go through and edit these recordings, right?
Say that again.
I said you edit these recordings, right?
I'm gonna edit them.
Yeah.
What you mean edit them? Edit them how?
Well, I guess if certain things are said or whatever, you'll cut them out.
Nah, not for real. You should be running straight through.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I
Like,
got
don't
you.
want nobody know you got daddy duties.
No, 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 no. Hey, I don't hide that. I don't hide that. Um, Remember that text I sent you earlier?
Facts. Okay, hold on. I can pause it. Hold on.
Okay. I'm gonna start with you, Jay.
Okay.
Now, after you suggested I go back and watch that, um,
Yeah, let's talk about that.
yeah, like, dude, because I was okay.
I told you I was gonna break
Those,
that shit down for your ass.
yeah, because like, all right, the screenshots that I sent you, you saw those cells I was taking
Uh-huh.
for you. All that was based on the first wave was based on this breaker support here, come back and retest. And I actually took this, let me go out to a little time frame. Well, I'm gonna stay here for a second
Okay.
because a lot in here, I took several cells in this area here. And when I got here, I was still locked in a cell. And so I went ahead, when it retraced up here, I just went ahead and closed with that loss.
Hell yeah.
So
I mean, my thing is, even in that area, right? You understand, like, you're getting in on the continuation of a trend, right? Like, you understand that, like, 4 hour continuation of a trend is going to look for a bottom. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if it's looking for a bottom, it's like, bro, like first sign of a break of resistance on like M15, M5, you need to be getting out of that order, especially because you got that black line down there. So I'm guessing that means like that's a heavy fucking support zone on like a higher time frame. So you even noticing all of that, you should have been down there on the lower time frame, seeing when is that break of resistance going to happen. As soon as that break of resistance happens, seeing that you got in on a continuation, and since you get on a continuation means that you should have been adjusting your lot size in the first place, then it's like, bro, as soon as I seen that, I turn into a scout mentality and I get the fuck out because I already know I'm getting in while the market is looking for a floor. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting in at an entry base point. I'm getting in while it's looking for a floor.
now I sat there and I thought about it after I got halfway through that video, and I started taking some notes because I was sitting there thinking, and I'm like, okay, I can go from the higher time frame all the way down to a lower time frame in order to like watch the transitions. But what I realized I was doing, I was completely forgetting what I needed to see on a higher time frame. Like
Yeah.
the moment
Especially
that
when
I
you
saw,
come into a higher time frame support. If it's higher time frame support and you drew that technical off the higher time frame, that's what time frame you need to be on to see if it's either going to respect it or it's going to continue. Because you drew it, for instance, you drew that on the daily. So it's like, I need to be on the daily to see if it's going to respect daily support. You know what I'm saying? I don't
yeah,
need to be on H4 or H1 because H4 or H1 is going to show me so much detail. I already know that seconds lead to minutes. So if
yeah,
seconds leads to minutes, it's going to happen faster on H4 than it's going to happen on the daily. You know what I mean? So if anything, let me size up the daily and let me size up H1 to see if those details are going to in fact continue, and if I start seeing some type of support, some type of exhaustion, sellers exhaustion, and all these type of rejections towards that daily, and even on that daily candle, I'm starting to see some type of pullback start to form. I'm getting the fuck out.
And see, that's what happened. Like, dude, I drew this exhaustion zone right here based off of this wick, and I drew it over. And when I saw that, like, dude, exactly what you said, you need to go back out to see if it's tested or broken, right? And when I saw this, hold on, I got a lot of stuff on here.
You're good.
When I saw this, that it was basically just tested, and with this exhaustion here, this seller's exhaustion.
Hell yeah, man. Because you already know, wicks are candles on lower time frames. So if anything, as soon as you saw that shit pulling back like that, your mindset, your workflow should have been like, okay, bet. Let me highlight the wick, boom, and then let me go down to H1, which is going to be my minimum breakdown time frame since I'm seeing this on the daily. Go to H1, that's the workflow. And then on H1, let me see if I'm seeing some type of tested candles. Let me see if I'm seeing some type of break of resistance, right? Like, and then if I'm not seeing it on H1 enough, boom, let me scale down to M15. And if I'm on M15 and I see it better, then bro, like M15 should have showed you perfectly like when to get out. Like, yeah, like you see that, like go to M15 because that H1 is just blocky right there. Like go to M15 real quick. Yeah, almost. Boom.
Oh, there we go.
All right, hold on right there. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. Boom. Easy, bro. Come on. And you got the moving averages that cross. Bruh. Come on, bro. And if you draw like a trend line, bro, you could have been gauging that momentum the whole time on M15, right? With your moving average. You could have, trend line from right there all the way down. A nice angle from wick to wick. Find one of them wick. No, bring it up some on that wick. Bring it up on that wick some.
You're looking at, because I was looking at this one.
That's fine. That's fine too. That's perfect. Actually, that's perfect. So yeah, like right there, boom. As soon as it breaks trend line, you see it's starting to make higher lows. Okay, I'm up. Moving averages cross 2. If anything, as soon as the moving averages had crossed, that should have been like your last, like, okay, I'm really done. I'm out this motherfucker. Like, that should have been it because that means a break of structure happened.
Now,
and that's what you got to be making sure that you're paying more attention to, especially when it comes to the lower time frames and being able to break these things down. Because I'm telling you, these little details is going to be what separates you from being like a consistent trader and a professional trader versus being an amateur. You got to have that trend line on there, especially if you get in on continuation of a trend. You got to adjust your lot size, right? And then at the first sign of a break of resistance, and the moving average cross, bro, you got to be out of that order because you're getting in on a continuation. So you should already be understanding the short-term games, and I'm just trying to build equity with this order. I'm not trying to marry this trade. I'm not trying to do any of that. You know what I'm saying? All I'm trying to do is gain equity and then get back in the right direction with the main flow, seeing that I'm in a continuation and the market is looking for a floor. I'm not getting in at entry base point. We got in at a 23.6 continuation. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, soon as that shit break and you see it start making higher lows plus the moving average, I'm out. I'm out easily. I'm closing. Boom, and I'm waiting to see the new entry base point.
Well, if I remember to do what I was supposed to do and not get locked on a lower time frame, I should have gone back to that daily, see that seller's exhaustion, see that it was just a tested area and not broken, because this is what I was looking at. I was anticipating, once again, I knew I was counter trending the whole time, but I was still anticipating a correction in the market, because I was seeing this here as like a lower high point. And when I saw that bearish momentum come back in, that's when I was like, yeah.
So you took that sell too up there?
I did.
Okay.
I took the sell, but it went back up.
But I'm saying though, once it made that higher low point on top of your exhaustion zone, on top of that box, that gold box, why wouldn't you go ahead and exit your order? Like, why would you let it retrace all the way against you? Like, and you already know, like, okay, the market made a higher low. Higher low means that I'm looking for a lower low. It didn't make a lower low, it made a higher low, and that means buyers are getting stronger in this market. Then market start consolidating and shit. So it's like, bro, like those are exit signs. Like that's when you gotta have an exit strategy to protect your capital.
Yeah, and remember I told you that I just finished offloading and I got back on the road and I completely forgot that I was in a trade until like 2 hours later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I looked and I was just like, yeah, all right, this is done shot. You know what I'm saying? This was already gone. And so I made some pretty detailed notes, man, after I finished watching that watching your suggestion. And so it's like I have to remember that, hey, you know what? Okay, like you said, structure on the lower time frame is basically all of that is in one candle. And I have to pay attention on that higher time frame, what that one candle is doing. Is it going to break or is it going to be tested? You know what I'm saying? And so that was, it's like I see it, but I really didn't fully pay attention to the fact that, hey, you know what? I need to see the volume in that candle. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at the higher time frame structure, but I need to also understand the volume in that particular candle. You know what I'm saying? And so that aspect I was honestly forgetting, because like if you're on, like if with me, I know if I'm too locked in on a lower time frame, because I was bouncing back and forth between like, you know, like H1, H4, then I jump to H2, and then I'm down to M30. M15, you know what I'm saying? So I was staying in that small of a range. And so, and I'm like, well, you know what, I'll just monitor it on M30. You know what I mean? And so I just never went back to the higher time point. So yeah, that was all on me.
So what do you feel like out of those cognitive biases that you watched and you researched and you did the notes on, what do you feel like you struggle with the most out of those biases? Would it be regret aversion bias, information processing bias, cognitive bias? You know?
I would say whichever category deals with self-doubt.
Self-doubt?
Yeah. Because dude, like it's easy.
What are you doubting though? Like that's my thing, because it's like you going off your plan, you waiting on things to form around your technicals. Where does the doubt come in? That's what I want to know. If you risking the same amount every time,
yeah.
Where does the doubt come in at? Like where does the confidence factor lie at? You know what I mean? Like, because it should be effortless trading at that point. That's how you want it. You want it effortless. You don't want to have to stress. You don't want to have to be staring at your phone and doing all that, man. Like that's why these defense mechanisms are so important. So important. That's why I have you come up with your trading plan from Jump Street, so that way you know your playbook. You know exactly what your playbook is. You know what plays you running. You know what plays you're gonna score off of. You know if it's the fourth quarter, you know exactly what you're going to. You know what I'm saying? If it's the second quarter, 2 minutes left, and it's out of bounds play, like you know exactly what play you're running. You know what I mean? Like, and that's your game plan, bro. So if this shit ain't lining up with what the fuck the game plan is, then it's like, yo, like this ain't the time for me to be on the charts, bro. Like, let me call timeout. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a 30. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a 30 real quick. You know what I mean? Because like that's step away, boom, regain plan, come back. Even while you manage and trade sometimes, even when you maintain you enter a trade and say like the drawdown fucking with you or some, you know what I mean? Shit ain't going your way right then and there. Or that's cool. But that's when you got to have perseverance bias. So that's what I would say you struggle with, is the perseverance, having the perseverance, like after you get in with your technicals and all that shit, to persevere through the adversity of whatever, the noise, all that shit, to get to your TP, to get to your target profit goal. You know what I'm saying? So even when you maintain it, bro, like sometimes I do it all the time. Like I'll get in, being drawdown instantly, spread all that shit instantly, drawdown. I'm seeing red, all that shit. Okay, cool. Let me step back because maybe I'm tripping, maybe whatever. Like, okay. But at the same time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour with a fresh brain. You know what I'm saying? After I done worked out, after I done talked to one of y'all or something like that. After I talked to Tuck, you know what I'm saying? John and them. It's like, yo, let me go ahead and step back to it, man, with a fresh perspective of things. If I need to close, cool. But I know now that I'm thinking under a clear mind. So if I need to close, I'm not tripping about the trade. Let me save the account. Let me make sure account's good. Let me make sure I can trade again tomorrow. Let me make sure I can trade in a couple hours because it just might not be ready yet. Maybe I just need to chill for a couple hours and come back to it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I need to rewrite out my plan and shit like that and then come back to it.
So always basically just adjusting as you
give me 5 seconds, all right?
Yeah, you good.
All right.
But yeah, man,
let's go over another setup real quick.
Okay. Where you at? Where you at? This is one that I took as well. This was a little while ago though, but it was ranging for a while on the higher time frame, and so when it finally broke that level of when it finally broke that level of resistance,
right?
I drew. I just extended that resistance all the way over. Came back, retest.
Yep.
Started making higher lows, and I'm not sure if I was on. I think I may have been on M15, but I had a counter trend line drawn, and even though like in this area here, like at the second high or third higher low point, my EMAs were starting to cross. I got in. I think I got in kind of early because it hadn't crossed my counter trend line yet.
Okay.
It's like, you know, I was already seeing, like when I stepped back, I was already seeing like a fuller, like the development of a fuller candle.
Right.
I'm
shit like that though, shit like that. I love because like look at your moving average, how flat your moving average is, right? So anytime your moving average is flat like that, and you start like you said, breaks of you already had your breaker resistance that made your initial high. So now that you're coming off your point of support that's tested, and you starting to see those higher lows, and like I said, when you see those higher lows, it lets you know that what buyers are getting stronger, right? So once you see that buyers are getting stronger and it's on the cusp of your moving average, use your moving average as a stop loss as well, as a dynamic point of support as well. You know what I'm saying? And then that should give you even more confidence and like added confluence.
Now, when I drew this support right here, this black line right here, when I drew that, now I got in. The thing that gave me the confidence to get in after this solid bearish candle right here, bullish candle here, was the exhaustion here at this higher low.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice. So, and you got a higher low that you could base your stop loss off of below that. You know what I'm saying? Like you already established a point of support with the higher low. After the point of support that was established, and then boom, you started initiating higher highs or trying to make higher highs, and the whole time it was in a tight range of consolidation. So even in that range right there, where it's like on top of the moving average, but still inside your trend line, I would have been on like M5. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have had to dig and get a little bit more detail just to see the flow, because right then you're seeing higher lows, yes, but you're still seeing candles, just boxes, boom, boom, boom. So I'd have been on like M5 probably, with that setup, just to see the flow of things and how things are flowing to make sure I can maintain the way that I want to. You know what I mean? Just because that area was so tight. So you gotta remember when you need more detail, you gotta zoom down to see the flow of things. And then we need less detail, like after you entered and stuff like that, that's when you on your main analyzing time frame. So yeah, like see how with this, like you can see the structure a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, let me go.
Nice. Yep. See that? So now you can see all that shit a lot better. A lot better.
I got you. Yeah. And man, I got in and I just wrote it.
That's it.
I just wrote it.
Just maintain the higher lows, man. At that point, maintain the higher lows, man. As long as it's making higher lows and everything, and TP is based off the higher time frame being H4, and
I think this TP here was based off of H2. I think I draw that fib on H2.
oh yeah. I see it now. Yeah. And it hit TP too. So yeah, bro, that's a great back test right there. That's nice. That's nice. That's quality. That's a quality setup, and that's how you want these. Always quality over quantity, bro. Like always quality setups, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you want to be scaling to get to the bigger moves, to get to the H4 TPs, H2 TPs, or you know what I'm saying, whatever you're more comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? But what I want far as homework for next time is I want, so we did UJ setups, and what was the other pair that you said you like to mark up? Gold and US30?
No, it was NASDAQ.
NASDAQ. So now next session we'll go over your NASDAQ setups. And Friday we'll go over your NASDAQ setups and any setups that you took throughout this week. I want you to watch, I want you to go through and pick one video, one-on-one. This will be going up, but I don't want you to watch this one yet. But I want you to pick another one-on-one that I did, probably with Fernando. You know what I'm saying? Psych check with Fernando, and I want